Hey fam, what's going on? We're back. See, here's the thing. Relationships, are they transactional? And by relationships, we talking all relationships, whether you're dating, whether you're married, whether you're at work, or whatever the case may be. Now, we've got varying opinions, but some stuff you hear today may hit home. You may disagree. I personally think all relationships are transactional, but we're going to get into that. So, Carl, we're going to start with you, and you tell us, do you think relationships are transactional?
Not all relationships. When you give it a broad description like that, I'll start out by saying, I'm gonna temper my comments by saying I don't really like people like that. So a lot of stuff that I say is gonna kind of reflect that. So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna say into work. 99% of work relationships are transactional. You're gonna see those people. You're gonna have to get along with them in order to get the job done. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to know each other's outside interests. We don't really care. You do make some relationships at work that may be lifelong. They may be, for a season, as they say, because you may have some things in common with that person. Now, when you talk about interpersonal relationships, they should not be transactional. Are they? We're going to get into that. But
Yeah.
they should not be. Because I'll say this, and I started thinking about this when we were talking about the topic offline. 100% of the people that I call friends are smart and they make me laugh. Now, some of those people I've met through school, neighborhood, growing up with them. Some of them I've met through work. Um, so if I call you a friend, we've built a bond. Now, we may not agree on everything. We may have different political views. We may have different social views, whatever. But at least we can discuss those things because I know one thing, I know you're intelligent. And then the other thing, we gonna put some humor in it. So that's just so I wouldn't think of those relationships as transaction.
Okay. Well, let's define transactional. Of course, y'all know I'm going to go to the dictionary. A dynamic where people engage with each other based on reciprocity.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
B, let me ask you, do you think all relationships are transactional? Yay or nay?
I mean, we can go home because I'm gonna just say yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 against 1. So let's go.
We done. We got the majority vote. So.
Okay, so let me ask you then, with that being the case, and we all base our opinions on our experiences.
Yep.
So, you having been in interpersonal relationships, work relationships, the whole nine, every facet of your relationships based on transactions?
Oh no, not every single one, no, because then that would be pretty bad. Like taking the work example from Carl. I mean, what are we there to do? Be profitable, make money, secure the contract. That's transactional, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're not doing that, it's bad. We losing money, and then we not even having that work friendship because you screwing up the
But
business.
who needs a work friendship?
Well, you can't even have it unless you putting in the work. Because if
How
you
so?
Okay, let me stop.
was
You
a
said work friendship. It's a work relationship.
work relationship.
Yeah, because friendship,
Okay. Well, let's taper
we
it
can
that.
be associates at work, but
But if you mess up the contract, I don't want to associate with you at work.
that's fine.
That's
still gonna-
transactional.
Because that's
Bingo.
transactional.
Bingo.
But
Bingo.
but like I said, I've developed friendships as well.
Yeah,
at work,
yep. True. Yeah.
based on mutual. Because
we like sports
yeah,
on.
and even if you're not messing up the contract, I may not like your vibe. So I'm not even
True,
gonna pursue you.
You might
being
smell a
friends.
little weird or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't say smell a little weird.
It's always one person at work that.
No, I think the breath. Yes, it's some people that be having
Man, his
some.
breath, his body odor.
Yeah,
I
it's an
done had
amalgamation of
I done
things,
had
and
a
you just
couple of
walk past.
instances.
You like, I can't talk to
Like,
Job.
leave the door open while we in here meeting.
Crack a window.
You talking with your hand over your nose.
Right.
So,
Anywho,
well, okay, because for instance, we're looking at, I'll say some key aspects
Mhm.
of transactional relationships, which again, I say is all immediate benefit, give and take.
Mm-hmm.
Um, A lot of times with transactional relationships, there's a lack of emotional involvement because it's almost like a business. You give
Mhm.
it to me, I give it to you, boom, we good.
Yep.
Result oriented. If you can't give me what I'm looking for, then I don't need you.
On to the next.
So I think a lot of times, though, for instance, if we're talking about all relationships, marriage, transactional,
No.
why not? If you're
Why?
not giving your wife what she feels she needs, she gonna stay with you?
It depends.
Vice versa.
It depends.
On what?
Well,
Give me a
depends on
yes
the
or a
need.
no.
It depends on the need. See, that's why
So
I
how?
say
Okay, the need: physical, emotional, financial. Those are the three big ones.
okay.
So all of them can't be the same. If you're not giving her what she needs emotionally, she gonna stay. Is she gonna stay with you?
Men and women will stay in relationships, a marriage. I'm saying not saying relationship, but a marriage.
Okay.
If you hit one of the three, I've seen it
One of the
over
three.
and
Mental
So
over
illness
okay,
again,
is
wait a
real.
minute. You're not
over and over again. So you can
Not even two.
if I'm getting the physical,
three.
if I'm
One.
getting the physical, but I'm not getting the emotional or financial, okay, I'll stay.
In a
Because
marriage or a
in
relationship.
a
No, a
marriage,
marriage, but a relationship. I mean, to me,
and
it's all
you
the same.
and
A
here's the
committed
thing,
relationship.
women will do that if they getting financial, but they not getting the physical or emotional. They'll
I
stay.
am confusion.
They'll stay.
But that's transactional because I'm getting something. I'm getting the money.
You're
But
getting
that,
one of the three.
It's transactional, but that's why I said it shouldn't be. A marriage should not be transactional. It shouldn't be because
I agree.
if you're coming into it and saying I want my physical, emotional, and financial needs met, that should be an agreement between the two people. This is what I see, and this is what I mean by that. You do this, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna do this together. And then we'll be able to talk about it if one of the three, or all three, or two of the three are not meshing. We can talk about it. We're not just gonna, because at work, you're not gonna talk about it. You're gonna say,
Yeah, there's no feelings at work.
no feelings. You're gonna end up saying, you might go to the boss. My man ain't holding up his, I don't,
and then the boss is going to talk to somebody. So
and
it'll
that's
be discussed.
and that's transactional.
Yep.
The boss ain't gonna do a whole lot of talking. Either you do it or you're gonna get fired.
Yeah, or
That's
HR
it.
gonna
They'll
call
bring
you.
y'all together and ask you, well, what's the problem? And he can mediate.
Yeah.
But I think that when you're talking about marriages, though, you said there's an agreement. Okay, these are the three things that I need. Okay, I think I can give them to you. You're still getting married.
Mhm.
You meet one of those. You say people will still stay, but how long? Because what that's going to end up doing at some point, if all of your needs aren't being met, I mean, I figure at least two of those three should, be met. If you're talking about one, then I'm saying to myself, at some point, that's going to grow into resentment,
Contentment,
depression,
Well, it depends.
cheating.
Okay. I'm not saying you asked, are they gonna stay married? And the question was, are they gonna stay married? I said, yeah. Now, see, you saying all this other stuff. I didn't say what's gonna happen outside.
But for how long, though? I mean, they can't.
But I think they
I know
gonna
somebody-
leave
listen,
the marriage if you
Listen,
getting.
I'm not putting no names out there, but I know somebody been married for over 20 years. Actually, probably going on close to 30 years. They've had all kind of relationships outside of their marriage. They're still
Oh.
married,
See, that's why I said the cheating.
but and some women they'll if the financial need is met and you not beating on me, I can stay. Even when you say, "Hey, I'll be back in a couple of days," they might.
Where you going? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so to that point, though, we know that, let's take, for instance, working in a plant.
Okay.
And somebody got a plant wife, you know.
Explain to the audience what a plant wife
Plant
is.
wife is someone.
Everybody in Metro Detroit knows what a plant wife is.
Exactly.
But yes,
So
but go ahead.
it's
still
the
for
equivalent of
context.
a work wife, side piece. Yeah. But there are women who are married to men that they know he got a plant wife.
Mhm.
And they will say, long as you take care of home, you don't bring that mess home, we good. So to me, that's transactional.
No, it is. So that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. That is transactional, but it shouldn't be. That's not a marriage. That's just a transactional relationship. You take care of me, I'm gonna shut up. But that's not a marriage. A marriage is supposed to be, okay, if I'm not giving you what you need or you're not giving me what I need, we need to talk about it. And if we can't come to an agreement, then we probably don't need to be in this. I mean,
so who makes that decision? Is that joint? Because I'm gonna tell you what happens a lot of time is being in relationships, and fam, I've been in a few. Ultimately, if there's a breakup, it's gonna be some resentment. It's gonna be some bitterness.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, even if you do say, okay, this isn't working, it's not going to be amicable.
Okay.
So now you got to spend the rest of your life, especially if you got kids involved, somebody's going to be bitter. So now one person is saying, you did this to me. I thought when we got together, we were going to be together forever, but now you're telling me it ain't working because I'm not meeting your needs, or I'm telling you it ain't working because you're not meeting my needs. Now what?
So are both people bitter or just one person bitter?
One person.
Okay. So you be bitter over there. I'll be happy over here.
Okay.
But if we stay together, we both be miserable.
Yeah, there you go.
So
that's
then,
a bad transaction.
There you go.
So then when you wake up, because you hear your car alarm going off, and you go outside and it's in flames.
Bitter and similar.
Oh, see.
Excuse me?
They was bitter.
So I mean, even in dating, because that's where you are.
Yeah, I'm somewhere out there.
So do you look at, when you're dating as a transactional relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you though, so when you got into it, was there talk of, hey, it's transactional. You give me what I need, I give you what you need, we meet in the middle, boom, bam, we good.
Some cases, yeah. And then there's more of a point where what can you do as far as like, what do I bring to the table? Because I'm like, okay, nice looking lady. I'm sold, right?
That's it? Oh, I forgot. You're in your 20s. You going?
No, I got to hear this answer.
so it's other stuff. I'm just entry level. I'm gonna give you just a flyover. So pretty lady, bang bang boom. I'm interested. Heard of them? What you do? Kind of car you drive? Where you work? Where you live? And they're sizing up this portfolio, right?
So these are legitimate questions that you get on a regular.
Oh yeah. Some people might want to know how much you make. I make $20 an hour, but it's transactional to it.
Shift lead at McDonald's. So
exactly, I'm the fry cook, but it's transaction to it, And I think because argue me if I'm wrong. Say I'm homeless, right? You think I'm gonna be able to date?
Yeah.
If you're a woman.
I'm me. No, not women. A man. I'm a man. If I'm homeless, I don't have a car, I got 75 cents in my pocket.
Okay.
Can I date?
So you broken homeless. Because you could be homeless and be,
I said I got 75 cents.
Right now,
And I see a pretty woman. And I'm like, hey, good looking.
Well, no, because the law of averages dictates if you ask enough women, somebody gonna say yes.
Exactly.
So
me and my 75 cents.
I've again, like I said, we're going by experiences. I knew a dude. Well, I knew the woman more than I knew the dude, but I knew somebody that got picked. He approached a woman while she was pumping her gas. He was at the gas station. He was on foot. She moved him in.
Boy, that's game.
Game.
Cha-ching. So that's what you call hitting a lick.
And I don't.
Well, okay, I stand corrected.
But when people start thinking of it being transactional rather than being relationship based, then yeah, you're not gonna get no play. You're not gonna get no. You might go. Okay, you drive a Ford instead of a Cadillac, or you drive a Explorer instead of an Escalade.
Exploder.
Is that going?
Stop.
Time and chain.
Is that going to prevent like? Okay, because if that's the case, what relationship are we gonna have? We just
a superficial one.
And that could be transactional.
A lot of things we got nowadays.
But if that's agreed upon, because what I'll say is one of the good things about a transactional relationship, if you guys are on the same page,
Bingo.
and is mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you say to yourself, this is what I want. Another person says, this is what I want. And you guys come to an agreement. Guess what? That's honesty.
Honesty is
And
the
that's
best
what a lot
policy.
of people want in relationships
That's what I
because
look for at work. That's not what I look.
honesty,
Yeah, I look for that at work.
you don't look for that in your relationships.
Yes.
Not that transaction. The way you just described it. You give me this, I give you that.
Like, yeah,
Be honest
you
with
be the
me.
breadwinner. I take care of home. Bam.
I don't want that.
But that's
But you know what
honesty,
I'm
though.
saying, though. But that's the honesty
if I'm
to
the
it.
breadwinner and I got my own home, I don't need you to take care of it. I can hire somebody for that.
I'm just
See,
giving
being
an
honest.
example. Yeah.
And
What I
then,
want you for?
but then you have the ability at that point to say yay or nay. Either I want to be
you
there
can
or I
decline
don't.
that transaction
And I
and get
think
into one you want.
equality is a part of it too. Because if you are in a transactional relationship, you know what I want, I know what you want. If those needs can't be met, Carl, to your point, okay, we don't have to be together.
Mm-hmm.
But
Honesty.
again, you can find somebody that's going to say, okay, that's we
I'm
good.
buying what you selling.
Okay.
Now, but what I will say though is, and I don't know if this, I guess it would be a bad side to being in a relationship and having to be transactional. It's stressful.
that was gonna be my
But
next
some
question.
people thrive off of that.
How long can you maintain that type of relationship?
Good point.
Till you get tired, then you move on to the next transactional relationship. So you just, hey.
And that's
New
stressful.
game.
And that's stressful
It's a new game, though.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. The older you get, the more stressful it's gonna get. Now, those type of relationships, and you
Well,
know,
Bill Belichick got a transactional
and
relationship.
have you seen Bill Belichick?
Yeah,
He
okay.
looks stressed out.
Bad example.
He looks
Backspace.
stressed out.
Yeah.
But I think too, a lot of times you have people that, will be devoid of emotional attachment. Because if it's all about what you can do for me, then I don't necessarily care about you as a person. I just care about what
Yeah,
I can
you care
get
about action.
from you. And we see that a lot now because you have, and what I don't understand it, but the IG models and the male celebrities. All of that is transactional. But then the brothers or athletes, celebrities, let me say that, they get caught up. Why am I going to have a baby with somebody that's got a child with 2 or 3 other athletes?
It's this crazy invention. I don't know.
And
when it
that's
came out,
transactional.
it's
Nick Cannon.
It's true.
That's transactional. He got what?
And-
12 transactions.
And for him, and for him to
like swiping
say,
your debit card.
for him to say, I'm able to take care of all my kids. All my kids know me. And I know we've talked about this in a previous show, using him as an example. Those kids are not gonna have quality time with him.
No.
They're spread out. They
Yeah,
got
just gonna have a
different
good
mothers. They're gonna have
Christmas.
different environments. But I know who my dad is, and I know he comes around. But if I see him in a picture with my brother by the third, fourth woman, and I'm over here, there's gonna be some instances involved where there's gonna be some hurt feelings, some jealousy, possibly. I mean, all of that.
So do you think though that the kids he has with Mariah Carey, do they tell people that they have 10 brothers and sisters?
I'm sure they do.
Scattered around.
I don't think so. Because you got one already that's crying because she say Nick ain't seen their baby in a month.
Okay, so you got the kids,
but she knew what she was getting
the
into.
Mariah Carey kids are gonna be living like this.
Oh yeah, that's the top of the pyramid.
Now the other ones, they're gonna be up here, but they still not gonna be here. They're gonna be here.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, so now I got to go spend time with the one that I haven't seen in a month, but I got these over here that may not even care about seeing me because I'm good. I mean, it's and that's the type of thing you get into when you get into transactional relationships with men and women. You get into these things like, well, I'm giving you, I bought you a new coat, I bought you this, then
I paid the rent.
yeah.
Dang, leave me
So
alone.
it was cool, even with the IG models. If I buy you things or I treat you a certain way and you're happy, regardless of whether I'm there or not, regardless of whether I'm gonna start feeling a certain type of way.
See that? Okay, so what are you going to be resentful or are you going to be distrustful? Because you just mentioned it. But see, you know what though? One of the things too that comes out of that is, Carl, you just said, if I'm buying you this and I'm getting you that, and somebody's keeping score.
Oh yeah, she keeping score.
That's transactions. You gotta
So-
let
And
them.
you are too. You both of y'all keeping score on in
right.
that.
So
He did
so
this, I bought that.
that creates that dynamic. You know, because
Mhm.
you say, wait a minute, I bought her a car and she got me a suit. That ain't equal.
She
Wait
ain't
a
get you
minute.
no suit.
Well,
She
she
got
get
me
you.
a
Pick the suit
T-shirt.
out.
She'll buy you some cologne.
She picked it out.
She'll buy you some
I
cologne.
don't
On
even think
sale.
she'll do that.
What?
Or
Can't
either she'll say, "Give me some money. I'm gonna go shopping for you." What?
She'll pick you up a bottle of Dracar at CVS.
Oh God.
Do they still? Okay. But
I'm gonna
anyway,
say something. Jokara intense though. If you, but anyway, go ahead.
yeah, wait a minute. Yeah,
Carl
yeah,
said,
when
"I'll take it."
when we were 12.
He said, "I'll take it."
But then I think also, you know, and just fam, just throwing stuff out there. A lot of times in these transactional relationships, because we know there at some point it's going to wear thin, you know. And again, I think just as any relationship, sometimes it just runs its course.
Yeah.
You know, you have to look at where people are going to say, if you're keeping score, whatever the case may be, somebody ultimately is going to say, hey, this ain't fair. They may not
Mhm.
say it to the person, but they're saying it to themselves. And once you have reached that realization, then that's when you're probably on your way out
Yeah,
of
that's
the
like one of your
relationship.
4 horsemen pulling up that scoreboard.
Because do you come back from that though? If you see that, okay, this transaction is not working for me, then how do you change it? If you know this is a person you want to be with,
I don't think you can.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
agree.
you can't.
because she's coming to gay like he's been doing X, Y, and Z for all these years, and then you wake up, smell the roses, like I don't want to do this no more. It's not that simple.
Well, what do you come together and talk about it?
What's to be talked about?
You talk about your feelings. Look,
You started from the beginning. Eugene, you started from the beginning. I'm gonna do this. You gonna do this.
right.
You said bet. Now you're gonna try to pull it back and say, "Well,
Don't
I
work
have-
like that.
I have feelings."
Oh, you gonna get railroaded.
Hey, I'm just saying
gonna
because
get-
you know there are people out there that do that.
Yeah,
Because
It don't work.
I think that there can be a pathway back.
Mm.
I do. I think, for instance, one of the things that we as men have issue with from time to time with some women,
Mhm.
bringing up stuff from the past.
We bring it up, or they bring it?
No, they
Oh yeah.
Oh,
they bring it
yeah.
up. Now, if you're going to be in a transactional relationship and that happens, can you come back from that? Because what you say, don't bring the stuff up from the past.
Oh, you can't say that.
You
can't say
can if
that.
you say it with I ain't gonna say love because you're devoid of emotional attachment, but you can say it, say, hey, I saw this video the other day and they was talking about blah, blah, blah. I got a friend. You can get, well, no, you can't get over with that. But anyway,
Yeah, see?
I mean, because I think
So-
that when you're looking at stuff like that and people that want to come back, and I'm not gonna put it out there, fam, and say that it's always women, because we got some crazy brothers out here now.
Yep.
You know,
It's a level playing field nowadays.
Mhm.
yeah, crazy is as crazy does. So I think that in addition to that, B, you mentioned what you bring to the table. You can't do you keep track of that?
And where is this table?
I don't know, but that's what they be talking about. Is it this table?
The
Is it one
table,
at your
the
house?
table,
Like,
the
what
table
bring
that
to
you
the-
bought.
What
Oh,
table? Where is
okay.
this table?
And then some people like, I am the table. So it's like maybe it's I don't know. We should do
Because
episode.
if you
What's the
talk about
table?
that at the very beginning, what you bring to the table, you just said people are lobbing questions. What you
Yeah,
do,
yeah, they
where you
building a
work, where
profile.
you live, this, that, and the third. So do you reciprocate with those same questions back to the individual that's asking you that?
No, because I don't care about that stuff.
Why not?
Because he likes transactional relationships.
Well, what I mean,
I guess.
I'm
But
not
if they
I'm not
asking
gonna
you-
build up that.
Touche.
I'm not gonna build up that profile because okay, if I'm like, what do you bring to the table? I'm already asking essentially, what can you do for me? What can you do for me that I
No,
can't do
it's-
for
Okay,
myself?
but if they're asking you that, you mean to tell me you don't say, hey, well, what do you do?
When I get asked those questions, I'm building up my like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So I answer the questions. They probably won't see me again. That's all.
Do you
That's how
answer
that
them
goes.
truthfully?
Okay, so
Sometimes.
let me ask this: Where are you meeting? Where are you meeting these people?
Church?
No.
Professional
I
environments.
wish. More as of lately, it's been bars, restaurants.
So what
You know, I'm a happy hour after work type of guy. Let's
I
put
get
it
it.
that way.
No,
you
I
know.
get it. I get it.
Single professional
Because
down
there's
there.
a certain because see, when you're getting these questions, and my thing is if you're getting the questions at a bar or a restaurant, yeah, that's one thing.
You can't hear.
If you're getting the questions at
Not that bar. You know, the bar at the restaurant. Those days are behind me.
Okay. Listen, I've been to the bars at the restaurants, and it's just like
Yeah. You gotta go to the one that's far out though.
it's still equivalent to Strawberry Fields on 7 Mile. I'm telling you, it's just
you just gotta go
y'all
a
done,
few
y'all
miles
done,
further.
y'all done got a little bit more gumption to drive out a little further, but it's the same thing.
He's like, I was on Woodward. I was like way over there.
Teresa's
not that
place.
one.
It's the same thing.
Lord, shout out to Teresa's
It's the
place
same
and them
thing.
Long Island iced teas and the wings.
I was about to say the wings too.
So see, but
I just heard a friend told me about the wings.
Okay, B.
But if you got that kind of, if you're in a professional environment and I don't know, let's say a networking event,
Mm-hmm.
and a lady approaches you and she said, "Well, how you doing? What do you do?" She's coming with us. She's already at this level.
Yeah, you go
So
playing
yeah,
field.
if she says, "What do you do?" It could be for a couple of things. It could be like, okay, do we have a mutual interest? Is that something that I do as well? Oh, I'd like to know more about that, because she's expecting that you are already here. So it's
Yeah,
just a
'cause we're there,
random question, not a whole "what kind of car do you drive" type of thing and all that. That's different.
Where you live.
Yeah. Well, even maybe where you live,
Nah,
because
nah.
that might, because what city you live in, because
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people may ask that because it's like, oh, okay, you know, if you-
Travel distance. Yeah, I get that.
all
for
of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to gauge the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Those type of questions in the proper environment aren't looking for like a transactional relationship. They're looking to
I got
build.
a good one.
You
one.
think not? If you're at work, because what I would see is if you're at a networking event, the fact that it's a networking event, people are saying, okay, let me see if I can make some connections.
They're looking
You
to
want
build.
value.
They're looking to build, but it depends. We can build professionally, we can build personally, but I'm
And
looking
it's
to
gonna be
build.
Something with value though. You don't want to come with the guy. I'm up and coming. I got irons in the fire, and I
Right,
take
because
my
if you're a
business
customer
card and
service rep,
email
you're
me.
not talking to a senior VP,
Yeah.
and they really interested in what you do once they find out you're a customer
You wanna
service
talk
rep.
to the CFO.
You can speak game.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I thought another one as far as the bar dating, first date questions. Tell me your transactional now. What's your 2-year, 3-year, 5-year plan? That's a big one. That gets thrown.
Somebody ask you that at a bar, at a restaurant? That's ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't. They asked for a 5-year plan.
That's ridiculous.
What the hell?
5-year. I don't know what's going to happen in
How
5
long
years.
you been? I mean, that's ridiculous. Don't ask me that.
These are questions that really happen though. See,
know my last name.
And
My
that's why
5-year
when we
plan.
was talking about off camera, I feel like for my generation, around my age range, it is way more
What are you-
transactional.
What are you, a life coach?
That's who said I'm gonna answer that question with a question. What?
But
are
these are real examples and
That's
real
ridiculous.
questions. Now I don't know how to answer that because I
With a
don't know what's
straight
going to
face,
happen in
though.
5 years.
That is a ridiculous question to
No.
ask in that environment. Like you said, we yelling over the top of the music.
Can I get my
So
drink?
what's your 5 years? Well, get out of here.
Your breath smelling like
I'm gonna
Jameson.
tell you what my 5-minute plan is. I'm gonna move down here.
Get the hell away from you.
I'm about to go over here real quick.
Tell the brothers down there, hey,
That's ridiculous. But okay. So I want to say this part.
Mhm.
And I know I've seen this on different podcasts and different kind of bantered about. When we start talking about transactional relationships between men and women in particular,
Mhm.
my question always comes up. Well, it's starting to come up now. People are bringing it up. Do men really like women? Do heterosexual men really
do.
like women?
yes. And I say that because I just recently saw something where a guy was, men don't like women because they just want them for sex and is that. That's not true. Because I have to wonder, are you
If
gay?
that's the case, what's your
Because
mom for?
Well, here's my thing though. Growing up in a house full of women,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to my mom, God rest her soul, and my sisters. I think I developed a certain attitude in terms of dealing with women. Now there's definitely a positive side to it, but there's a negative side to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I always viewed women as strong, independent, helpmates. I can't do it by myself. And in most cases, I don't have a problem with saying that there have been women in my life, still in my life now, that are smarter than me. I don't have a problem with that. But to say you don't like women, and I'm guessing, Carl, too, because of, the way that some men treat women, I think that's an issue within themselves. I don't think you can just make that blanket statement.
You can't.
Because I go to bat for the women in my life. Carl, I
Yeah.
know you would as well.
I-
So to say that you don't like women, you don't like your mama, you don't like your sisters, you don't like your grandmother.
Your auntie,
some
cousins.
cases, men don't. Now, again, we're going based on our experiences.
True.
Just like you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
we're different. But I thought about this as an analogy. 2020, Black Lives Matter became a big thing.
Mhm.
And then you would hear people say, well, all lives matter. But Black people would say, yeah, but if all lives mattered, we wouldn't have to say Black Lives Matter, because we're saying it for a reason, because it seems as though they don't matter.
Mhm.
Okay. So we had to, and we're still making that argument and trying
Right.
to educate people.
Yeah.
So now, over the last couple of years, there's been this thing about protect Black women.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, if somebody was to say, well, protect all women, we can say, okay, but who are we protecting them from? We're
Good
protecting
point.
them from men. So do men,
Certain,
because
but
if they were being protected, you wouldn't have to say it.
All right, you got
but
a good
I
point.
think too in that instance too, that for me, I would look at it more from a predatory standpoint. You know what you're talking about, the R. Kellys, the Weinsteins, and yes, Diddy too. So I
And they
think,
all have defenders. They all have male defenders.
and you know the
Yeah.
suckers. That's what I'll call them.
I get it.
I just think though that when we are talking about, you know, whether or not it's something that to me it's intrinsic. You know, you don't just come out the womb and all of a sudden I hate women. You know,
Yeah, no, the first
I
person
think-
you see is a woman.
but I think though in certain cases too, in those instances, there have been men that have been hurt by
Fair.
women, and they have developed, they have evolved into this person that, you know, I don't know if a lot of men that don't like women even know that they don't like them based upon the way that they treat them. So I think part of that
may be
is
valid.
coming
Yeah.
to the realization of I got a problem.
So when
Mm.
you see a R. Kelly, a Diddy, I mean, we might as well just say it, Shannon Sharp, you see these guys who had transactional relationships with women,
Mhm.
and they've fallen into some issues because they have some proclivities that have been
I like how you worded
exposed,
that.
you know. But that's the thing. It's like when you start saying, okay, well, I have issues in myself that are unresolved, that are maybe not even, you know, unidentified. They're probably unidentified.
Mhm.
But I see my quote unquote role models having these transactional relationships. You know, I can do what I want to do. And when you get mad about it, well, I'll just offer you $10 million because you can go away with that.
Well, no, he offered her 10 because he didn't want, you know, his private life.
I wasn't saying a name in particular at that point. But
Oh, you're talking about Shannon Sharp. That's what you're talking about, right?
What you talking about?
Yeah.
or even, you know, R. Kelly. We know what happened with his relationship with Aaliyah. There was rumors that there was some financial compensation to
Her
you know,
family.
her family,
Mhm.
based on that. The whole thing about, if you watched Surviving R. Kelly, which I did, parts 1 and 2,
There you go.
there was a whole, you know, well, bring her in the studio. We're gonna do a recording contract. I'm gonna take you on tour. Yada yada yada. Transactional relationships. So those men, I mean, you know, Bill Cosby. If you ever watched anything with Bill
Right.
Cosby, I'm gonna give you some acting lessons. Here, drink this. You know, it
And
was.
see, you know what? The,
But
with the
everything was
Preludes.
transactional.
And here's what I'll say about it. In some instances, the women knew. Bill Cosby, they knew. There were stories out there. They told him, you go up to his, you know, hotel room and he got on that patchwork robe, you about to get it.
And I thought, and I as the woman, and I'm watching, and again, I don't like victim blaming. I don't.
Carl
But
does not endorse victim
I
blaming.
don't. But like you said, the R. Kelly, you know, yeah, and these I blame more the parents.
Yes.
Agreed.
Because
We're in
if my
agreement with
daughter is
that.
14 or
You
15
shouldn't be.
and I'm gonna send her to Chicago basically and say, okay, well, come back with a recording contract. What in the world?
It's R. Kelly. He's a superstar.
And but
It's
you
Diddy.
know R. Kelly. Same thing. Diddy flying you? Oh, what's the girl from here? She was 17, I guess was.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, I'm gonna fly you out to New York on a private plane. What do you think you about to do?
Sing.
And this is the
Dance.
same man that has his signature moniker in songs. Take that.
Yeah.
So no, you're not going.
So these transactional things, it doesn't play out. When it doesn't play out the way you want it, now it's an issue. And it's on both sides, not just the woman, but the man too. Same thing with we said his name a couple times. I might say Shannon Sharp. You knew what you were doing, and now you mad because you being exposed.
Chickens come home to roost.
It's like, why, bruh?
And he's still doing nightcap like nothing's happened. Still
You
doing.
gotta keep pushing.
You gotta keep pushing. I mean,
yeah, but man, I'd be in a corner somewhere just crying.
But
what am I gonna do now?
I guess he figures he didn't do anything illegal.
Okay, you're right, but
just a little scandal
in the court of public opinion. Guess what, bro? I don't think he should look forward to coming back to ESPN. I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I don't know. The mouse might not like that. All this stuff is coming.
So do those men hate women?
Do Shannon hate women?
He doesn't know how to have a relationship with a woman.
Black women or white women? Because
whatever. And I'm gonna say something. All of these men, well, except for R. Kelly, because he liked little girls. But
yes, he did and does.
But like Diddy and Shannon Sharp and some other men, Cosby in particular, we say his name too. He got convicted some things, so I ain't gonna say allegedly.
Gotcha.
Harvey Weinstein.
Ooh.
But wait, okay, now real quick though with Weinstein, I think that, in my opinion, he was probably the biggest predator of them all. And I say that because some of these girls, young ladies, let me say young lady, they had no idea. They thought he was being genuine. And he would come, and from what I've seen and heard, he was literally just forcing himself.
But that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. The people, all of those guys have these proclivities that can be satisfied by a woman that you seek out. For example, if Weinstein has a fetish to dominate or to, forcibly take it, so to speak, you're gonna find a woman that say, "Okay, I'm down with that. We can play the role."
Fair.
Shannon, we know what he liked to do. He had it on its own tape.
He likes to role play.
Did he like the baby oil?
Big black man.
Yeah, you can find a woman that's down with all of that. True. And guess what? They're not gonna say nothing. They're not gonna go.
It's transaction based.
But in Shannon's case though, there's some sisters that would have been down. No problem.
Anybody.
Hey, he wanted to play in the snow, and now he learned his lesson.
He could find.
It's cold out there. He had no gloves on.
He could have found.
Literally.
He could have found. No.
Oh yeah,
that too. He could have found a white girl, a white woman, because what he was with was a girl. She was 19.
Yes, he was a young buck.
He could have found a white woman that looked 19. That could told you she was 19. I mean, whatever.
Tell me you 19.
Whatever,
Well, I mean,
she can't be 45 and say she's.
No, they not out there.
25, man. Hey, Bill Belichick got him. What's 22?
24. Yeah,
24.
She got crazy eyes, so man.
Well, so does he.
He old though. So.
But he's got those same proclivities because he likes younger women.
But you know what? I'll say this about that. I think a lot of times too, in these situations where you have the high profile men with the transactional relationship, they don't know how to have normal, healthy relationships.
I totally agree.
So that's how they get to that point, and to them, that's normal. Because you have to imagine. Diddy doing what he did, that's what he probably said, that's what I do.
It's normal.
I'm Diddy.
So as a famous man, every woman that approaches you is going to approach you in a transactional manner. That's what you keep it in your mind.
Yeah, and you say to yourself, I can get her. And if I can't, I'm going to take it.
So do you really like that? You don't like women. Because you haven't taken the time.
You like them for what they can do for you.
I think they do like women.
Sex.
No,
Well, no, they could, give you back rubs and hugs and
I
stuff
think
like
they
that.
do like
They don't care
women,
nothing about your back.
but the
That's
issue
your
is,
wallet is.
I think it's the word right there, the wallet. Like they do like women, but like we said about not knowing how to have a healthy or normal relationship, you don't know how to
To go about it
approach.
exactly.
So you lead with your wallet or what you can do or assets or what you can promise. And then instead of going the normal courting way, you court it through your wallet. So you got the woman essentially.
So you've never sat with a
transactionally.
woman long enough as a friend to
No,
say,
but that's that whole, like we're using an example, IG model athlete.
But see, and
They're
now,
not going to the movies on Tuesday.
you can put the onus on some of these women because they haven't figured out how to have a quote unquote normal, healthy
Yeah,
relationship.
because they're on the receiving end of that.
And that's what they see.
'Cause they
Social
find
media
suckers,
has them
dudes.
thinking that this is how you go about it. That's what I'm saying. Social media had them. This is how you go about doing this.
Yep. Look
'Cause
what I got. You
for
can
the
do it
life
too.
of me, think about it though. With the IG models, how do you think the communication takes place? Via phone. Exactly. They're not talking. They texting.
That's yeah.
Hey, this is where I'm gonna be at. Why don't you fall through?
And those are the type of, just like I said with the whole, what's your 5-year plan? Look, girl, if you don't get on my DMs and go play with somebody else. I mean, but as a man, you can't do that as a man because
That's mean. You gotta watch
I
your
will
tone.
be mean.
You gotta watch your tone.
I will be mean. Look, girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit down,
He ain't got no
You
5-year
know the
plan.
police
Look,
over.
wait.
Sir, can we talk to you?
Where your mom at? That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? If you
She said that you verbally assaulted her.
see, and that's the type of it's like those type of you're looking for, and that can cause distrust, which can also foster I don't like women because every woman that's coming after me is looking for a bag.
But who and then my thing would say, okay, what's the alternative if you don't like what you gonna play for the other team? Because you're gonna get the same problems over
You
there.
you can learn, just like you said, these men, I should say, don't know how to have a healthy relationship. They don't know how to talk to them. So they're gonna leave with their wallet. If you really want to get to know women and really learn how to find the right one, you can find women to talk to that are friends that can say, well, maybe you should try this. And maybe you should do that. And
If you're a powerful, man, then you ain't trying to hear that. Nobody can tell you what to do because you know it all.
okay, well then you end up paying $50 million or going to jail because you're so powerful and you don't want to listen to nobody.
But the one thing I can say is, as much as we talk about topics here on the show from our perspective as Black men, this is something that crosses ethnic boundaries. Because
Man, it's a whole nother ball game.
Exactly. You talk about all of these people that, for instance, Jeff Bezos.
I was gonna say, if you didn't say his name, I was.
You think that's transactional? I'm sure.
Just look at his
Slightly.
Look at
Just
his
a little
wife.
bit.
Did they marry?
They haven't married yet.
Okay,
They planning a wedding.
She done moved up the food chain like boom, boom, boom. She can't get no higher.
She's an astronaut now.
Right.
So-
She can't get no higher. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's the top of the mountain. I can't.
But I
can't
mean,
think
she
of nothing above that.
started with Tony Gonzalez, and then she worked her way on
Started
up.
from the bottom. Now we
here.
She ain't nobody saying nothing to her.
She is the role model for everybody. She could teach it. She could do a what you call it, a master class
for $3,000.
Right, in charge.
Easy. I look at it this way too. When we talk about relationships being transactional, I think that everything that you can get from another person, or anything, let me rephrase that you can get from another, makes it transactional. Because if you don't get what you're looking for, you're gonna bounce.
Yeah, if your needs aren't being met, yeah.
Right. And I think it's the same way
Outta here.
if you're talking, from a female's perspective as well. I think there is definitely room for improvement, Carl, to your point with guys that, may or may not like women. How, if you're older, do you come to the realization that, okay, I can change? Because that's a question right there.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Yeah, because once you're setting your ways, you're setting your ways. So
that's why I said we're trying to impart this to the younger generation, or even with the older generation, to kind of do some self-realization of
reflection.
I don't like women. Now,
why?
are you gonna change? I can't. You might.
I'm just gonna be out there
You
now.
know
I
how
don't
we
like
do.
women.
You know what? Well, I don't like them. I'm too
Now
old to
what?
change. So I
It
mean,
is what it
but at
is.
least recognize it.
Yeah.
But for the younger guys, it's like
Still
you know,
figuring it out.
you still figuring it out.
So
And it's
then what do you do? I mean, do you guys listen, B? I mean, if the OG is telling you something, how many of your contemporaries will actually listen to some advice that, you know, older guys are trying to impart?
I'm gonna say 50-50. Because I was one of the ones that didn't
You think it's
listen.
that high?
no
What you gonna give me a 60-40?
70-30.
I'm willing to dance with
70-30
that.
not. So 70%
I'm willing.
not.
I'll take that because I was one of the 30. I didn't want to listen when I was young. Like, you shouldn't have dated her. You shouldn't date her. I'm like, well, I just want to see. When I'm older, I'm 30 now. Like, yeah, I shouldn't have did some of that stuff. But it was fun and I learned. So now I'm out here looking at stuff not as ignorant as I was before. So yeah, I was part of that 30. But again, a part of it is too. I think you do have to learn too. Because it's one thing to say like, don't do that.
Well, and
Why?
that's that, but see, that's
So you stick your hand in fire.
Yeah, I did.
being parents.
I
We
touched
go
iron a
through
couple
that
times.
all the time. How many times you continue to tell the kids, don't do it, don't do it.
But when you was younger too, you had that one girl that was like,
You know what? I'll say this. I had friends that would tell me stuff as opposed to, you know, my parents or my sisters would. My mom, my dad, they were hands off when it came to relationships.
Okay.
And my mom primarily because she knew
you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Yeah, exactly.
So after the fact, when it comes out, well, I knew it. Well, why you ain't say nothing? Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had friends, you know, that would say, I remember one conversation we had. We'll talk about it after the show. Where
Bonus
it's
clip.
a couple. But I mean, coming up, I think for me, yeah, there were some things that I didn't listen to. But I think if I would have had older people, you know, older men, so to speak, that was, you know, hey man, don't do this, don't do. At some point, I got to say, if they keep saying this and it's coming from different people, but the same message, then yeah, maybe I should listen.
I agree.
Because
with
if
that,
you
yeah.
got that, and it might only take you one time to learn. You might
Yeah.
you might hear it, and then you do it, and be like, you know what? Yeah,
Y'all
they
was
told me.
right. Yeah,
They was right.
yeah.
But I had to try it to see.
Yeah, that's
you
how
know.
I am. I had to see, you
But
know.
see, some of that stuff, dang,
What?
car outside on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't get that far. I got
You know what I'm
I got a
saying?
little close
like,
to that.
Told
But
you don't do it. Now you got.
Hey
Now
man,
you got a look. You got a $1,200 deductible.
it's a reason they say don't go back to exes. But anyway,
yeah,
so
that's another episode.
So what do you do then? I mean, when you've learned a lesson, because I know, you know, you and your boys be y'all probably talk, but do you guys talk about stuff like this? Like, hey man, this is some stuff you need to watch out for.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like I said, I take my experience from touching the iron, bumping my head to like, yeah, I dealt with this type of person. Don't do it. Or I done heard these keywords. If she giving you these keywords, run. But again, it's still the 70-30.
Keywords. Let me hear some of them keywords, B, because
I'm not gonna go into detail, but I'm gonna give you one word. I'm gonna just put one. We could talk off camera, but one word is triggered. And I know what I have based off my experiences when hearing somebody say that word. I tell my friends, if she said that, buddy, abort.
Well, she been in therapy. She been working on herself.
no, she got a gun. I mean,
Nah, see, you don't know.
that's what I'm thinking. You say trigger to me, then wait a minute, sis.
No, somebody tell you I'm triggered. Something about to go down.
We gonna pray for y'all
You
generation.
say triggered, and I'm still stuck on the 5. What's your 5-year plan?
That's a real legitimate thing.
World?
They want to know, Carl, what's your plan? Where you going to be in 5 years?
I had a chick tell me one time, I think I was 18, and she was looking at my hand. She was holding my hand. She talking about, you've never worked a hard day in your life. I was like, I'm 18. What are you talking about? I don't live on a farm.
So that's a bad thing?
Yeah, I was like,
you don't got no calluses
yeah,
yet.
I was like, I don't
You're
live
not no real man.
in Detroit. Where you think we at?
So since we're in talking about, you know, relationships and whether or not they're transactional, I think there's a growing number. As men, we have probably always looked at some relationships in one respect or another as being transactional. But I think a larger number of women now are looking at relationships is transactional. One thing that I've noticed is women are starting to have a voice in terms of what they want. You and I talked about the video that you sent me and Carl
Yeah.
with the young lady who's in college.
Yeah, she was on an online dating type of show.
Said that she has to have a man that's making at least $250.
At age 25 or something
Yeah,
like that.
she hasn't gotten her bachelor's degree yet, has she? Or
At least she's got the
okay,
bachelor's, but working on the masters.
So you come out of school with all this student loan debt, and you think you're going to attract somebody that's making $250, and
Well,
they're
if you
going
make-
to be willing to be with you.
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
What
you're gonna
makes
take
you
care of them
attractive?
student loans.
Well,
And
look,
it's- and I'm-
physically,
and-
I saw nothing.
But even physically, I'm just saying, this whole table again. This is what I need you to bring to the table. Why do you have these demands, and then you think somebody's gonna fall into that? If they fall into it, it's strictly transactional. It's a strictly transactional relationship because I'm gonna check the boxes, but guess what? You got to do something too.
But using that example
Extraordinary.
from that, but using that example from that clip, you can go clip by clip on that show, and one of the main things that they'll put out there is like the guy has to make X salary,
and all of these women are single.
That is true because
I need to hear from some married women that said, I asked for this,
and I got it.
Now I'm married. All of these women are single.
I didn't want to be the one to say it, but
Well, it is what it is.
truth hurts sometimes.
Because even the host, I have to wonder. She was, I'm straight.
But when
All I know is I gotta make $100,000 to
when
get
you
a
come
date
out and
nowadays.
you saying all of this stuff and this, that, and you're single.
Yes.
I heard a
But
woman.
they gonna manifest the guy.
I heard a woman
So
say,
they got a vision board.
she said,
I think so.
what did she say? I'm known to love a man into himself and love him to life and set his life in order. And I do that for men that I'm in relationship with. But she was single at the time.
For men, plural.
So you doing all of this. You're just such a wonderful woman, but no man has made you his wife.
That's because they didn't.
So
they
what
didn't
are you?
know.
What
They
are
didn't
you
have sense.
doing?
He didn't have a 5-year plan.
What do you do? All of these women that have all of this, this accoutrement, and they're just got an orange aura around them.
It radiates.
They're single. It's like you're not. So you're gonna say that to the next chick who's gonna pass up the good guy because he don't make $250.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna take care of you. He's gonna love you. He's gonna take care.
Carl,
Look, he's gonna take care of that next man's kid because we already know you got a kid.
Lord,
Jesus Christ!
That
You
in
have
and
to
of
go there.
itself is another.
He's
show.
gonna do all of
Crack
that.
the whip.
But
He
he
ain't good
doesn't
enough.
check these boxes that this single woman is telling you.
And who's listening? Other single women.
Other single women.
It ain't
hard
nobody got nobody.
Because
it's hard
somebody
out here.
told old girl, ask about what's his 5-year plan. She ain't make that up.
She read it in a book.
Her single friend told her that. Oh yeah,
Girl,
or Steve Harvey.
Girl, if he can't give you no 5-year plan, you don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't get
Needless to say, I'm working on my 5-year plan, guys.
That's for you.
Yeah,
That ain't for nobody else but you.
Family Brandon is lying.
But you don't put me out there like that.
Plan, man.
I'm gonna show y'all in writing. We about to get going.
Okay, and see how many women be sliding in your DMs. Okay. But when we talk about relationships and whether they're transactional or not, I mean, yes and no. B, you and I say yes, all relationships are transactional. Carl, you say no. But whatever route we go, I know that at some point, all of us have probably been in some transactional relationships. So, fam, we're not telling you that is right or wrong. If it works for you, like we always say, do you. But what I will say is, we have an obligation to share, and whatever we can do to help, again, that's what we're here for. We want you guys to remember to like the episodes, share them, throw comments in because we're starting to get, some show ideas from comments. So we appreciate that. And as always, we just tell you guys to stay prayerful, stay positive, Stay patient. Stay peaceful. See you guys next time.